The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Fantasy. Underdog has a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up at Underdog Fantasy with the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It's currently Monday evening, August 18th, around 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, Scott Rochelle, joined again by Lonte Smith. Together, we're going to break down the games for Tuesday. If you're wondering where Mal is, he's on vacation. He will not be here all week, so I'll be filling in every day for the show. Point is, though, should be fun. I know that we are one game through the Monday card as the Brewers won again. What else is new? But still, point is, should be fun on Tuesday, full 15-game slate. Looking forward to it. Lonte, how's it going with you? How's your weekend?
Pretty good, man. We're starting off with a winner. Me and D-Rock both liked Milwaukee, who was actually like plus 125 in that game, believe it or not. So, yeah, we're starting off with a winner. Good weekend. Looking forward to this week. Got some football coming up. Baseball's winding down to the crunch time, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely a fun part of the calendar. College football does start on Saturday, which is definitely exciting. Besides that, though, baseball, Yankees actually swept the series, which was kind of nice. So nice to see that in Vegas as well. But yeah, I'm finally back in New York. It was a fun couple of days there in Vegas. Can't complain. And got to hang out with some VSiN guys, which was cool. But to be clear, it was for Bet Bash. At no point did I actually pay for anything associated with Bet Bash. I just did the networking stuff outside of it. Went to Stadium Swim a couple times. That was fun. Went outside in 100 degrees with no sunscreen. Did not die. Fun fact, I actually survived. So that worked out better than I thought it was going to, but still can't complain. Either way, though, definitely a fun, I'd say, weekend of baseball action. Lonte, anything catch your eye over the last few days? Anything you want to talk about baseball related?
Not really, because we hit it all on Sunday. But, yeah, I mean, I know Trev saying about the Cubs to miss the playoffs. I mean, they don't, I know we're going to talk about them, but they don't look good at all. Milwaukee's continuing to be a freight train.
Was Craig Counsell holding the Brewers back? Question mark.
Maybe, but it's a lot of weird stuff that was happening, man. Over this past week, like the Angels sweep the Dodgers and then come back and they can't beat the A's. It's just so much. It's so much weird stuff. Like pitchers have been going really good. Like DeGrom's been getting shelled, and then he comes out, throws 5 scoreless, which is what you expect. Like it's just so much weird stuff. But yeah, I mean it's been a weird weekend, but like I said, man, we're starting off with a winner today with that first game, and then hopefully we can parlay that into the late night slate and into tomorrow for us.
Yeah, I feel like the main storyline for me over the weekend, which I I turned to Adam and we agreed watching the Monday game. Once the Dodgers won the first game of the series on Friday, we looked at each other and said, San Diego's about to get swept, right? Like we just realized this would be so on brand that kind of like the playoff run last year, where San Diego's in a good spot, Dodgers are struggling, and you're like, oh, they might actually finish this team for once. Nope, not quite. And now the Dodgers are up 2 games again in the NL West. So I thought that was an outcome that surprised a lot of people. But Adam and I looked at each other and said, this would be pretty San Diego brand to get swept by the Dodgers in the most important series of the season. And that's what we got. So I don't know if you got surprised by that or not. Yeah.
Well, not really surprised, but I was talking about it on the show with D-Rock and Mal both. I was telling them the signs say the Padres is the side, but just typical baseball gods, you knew that the Dodgers were going to come out and win and win in convincing fashion. I think they outscored them 9-2, 9-3.
I'm not sure because I was going to say there was a 6-0 game on Saturday. The other 2 games were close, but looking at the pitching matchup, and money came in on San Diego. Dodgers opened up at minus 155. They closed at 135.
Yeah.
They closed at 135 though. Money came in on San Diego on Sunday, and I'm like, they're not beating the Dodgers on Sunday. It's just not going to happen. So I had money on the Dodgers. San Diego will see if they can once again make up the deficit. But it really felt like I was watching the playoff series all over again, where San Diego had their arch rival in really bad form, and they just proceeded to get buried. That's kind of how I thought that would go, and it went that way, so whatever. But I know that there was some other injury news that came out. Bieber's back. He's going to be pitching for Toronto at some point this upcoming week, which is nice to see, as of course they traded for him at the deadline. But either way, though, anything else you want to talk about? Should we just move on into the games for Tuesday?
No, we can get right into it. We could probably hit on some stuff during these matchups.
Yeah, that's fine. So moving on, though, before we get into any of the games for Tuesday, a reminder that Sports Gambling Podcast is giving away a $1,000 circa NFL future bet with the phrase that pays. Submit your phrase now at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/phrase to once again get your chance to win a $1,000 free circa NFL future bet. Anyway, moving on to the actual card on Tuesday. Starting off with the Astros taking on the Tigers. For this one, you have Brown against Skubal, which is definitely the pitching matchup of the day. What's the total? 4.5? Total for this one is 7 flat. I see a 6.5 out there, though. For FanDuel, over is -124 there. The under is +102. For the money line here, Detroit's favored about -168, give or take. I understand why Detroit's favored, but I feel like this is very disrespectful. Brown's been very good. Skubal's been, of course, amazing all season, but he's not been as sharp late. 170? Like, Brown's really good. Give me Houston. I think this game's more of a coin flip. I'd have Detroit as being a favorite, but I'd probably have like -130. 170. I can't take that. Give me Houston.
Yeah, a little bit too high for me as well. I mean, he's Brown is also returning home to Detroit. He's from Detroit, so he'll have, I'm pretty sure, a lot of fans, a lot of family and friends in attendance. I mean, Skubal's getting a lot more gettable lately. 11 earned in his last 3. All of those were in August starts. 4 home runs in that span. This is the most runs allowed in a month since May, which he had 6 starts in. So he's already allowed more runs in 3 starts than he did in all of May. I mean, obviously he's still great, but I think price tag wise, this is not so good. I mean, Brown's 2 or less in 4 straight, really good on the road, 2 or less in 5 of his last 6 on the road. So yeah, this is a home run spot for me for Houston. I think we're getting in that price range where Skubal's getting to that price range where you just can't bet him right now.
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. I just think that you're priced out of taking Detroit for this
absolutely.
one. I am not taking an over. So to be clear, it's under or pass.
Yeah,
but
first 5 under.
I'll go Houston in this game for the plus money. Moving on to the next game, Cardinals taking on the Marlins. What the hell was that by St. Louis over the weekend? I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, I did have the St. Louis money line on Saturday, but still, the Yankees just kicked their asses. There's really nothing else to add. But the Marlins, we know, are still below 500, trying to get back to it, though. You have Cabrera against McGreevy. For this one, St. Louis is about +130. You have Miami at around -155. For the over-under, I see 8 in this game. I wanted Miami. Then I saw the price, and I got quickly annoyed. So now I'm kind of just stuck.
Yeah.
I guess because Stowers got hurt, and he's just so valuable to that team. I guess I like the under, but I don't feel great about really anything in this game. Like, you never feel great seeing a -150 and change next to Miami, of all teams. I get it, and I think that Cabrera is clearly better than McGreevy. So I guess I'm on Miami like first 5 -half a run, but I think Miami wins. I just don't see much value at the current number at -150 and change.
Yeah, I thought the same thing for today's game. They were like 135, I think, whenever me and D-Rap recorded. I thought that was like cut off. I thought it should be, I wanted it to be about 115, 120. And I think this is where, I think 135 should probably be where this number is. But a little too high. I kind of like the over. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of like the over. 2 erratic pitchers. McGreevy's got a high hit rate. He's been up and down over his last handful of starts. Cabrera's been good. I mean, he's been really good at home. 2 or less in 6 straight at home. 5 earned in his last start. Only 4 in the previous 4 combined. So, I mean, but Miami's offense has been struggling. I mean, they've been struggling as a whole. And obviously with St. Louis being St. Louis, it's tough. It would be Miami first 5 -1/2, like you talked about. Probably would look over if I had to play a total.
Yeah, I think I can get behind that too, but truth is the price range feels either a little bit too expensive, and at that, I don't want to bet St. Louis, so I'm kind of just stuck.
Yeah.
If you want to bet Cabrera, maybe like a Cardinals team total under, but they weren't bad offensively against the Yankees. They just couldn't pitch.
Yeah.
So once again, I don't really have many opinions. There are better games on the card for Tuesday. Moving on to the next one, I see the Blue Jays taking on the Pirates. They did lose the last game handle against the Rangers, but they did dominate the first couple games there. But you have Scherzer, who's been really good against Keller, who has been good besides against Milwaukee, who killed him his last time out. For this one, though, or at least one of his last couple of starts, I want to see what happened last start. Yeah, it was Milwaukee. He went 4 innings, gave up 6 runs. So for this one, Toronto's obviously favored, and you're looking at them being around -145. You have Pittsburgh at around +125. For the over-under, I see 8 in this game. Scherzer was very good against the Cubs. Then again, the Cubs can't hit, and he gave up a lot of hard contact. The wind was blowing in, kind of killed a bunch of fly balls there. Pittsburgh, though, can't hit, which is a problem. I wanted the over because Scherzer's been good, but I really think his numbers are better than what I've seen on the eye test watching him pitch, because I think he has been giving up some hard contact. He just has been able to, I'd say, get out of trouble with guys on base. Keller's been struggling a bit lately, and we know Toronto's offense can mash. I like Toronto in this game, but I think Scherzer can actually give up some runs here. I don't mind the over in this game, but I'll go Toronto.
That's what I was going with as well. In over, I mean, Scherzer he's been really good in August so far. 4 earned in 3 starts. He's been solid on the road. He does have some home run issues. That's kind of why I like the over. He's allowed 1 in 6 straight, 8 total in that 6-game stretch. Keller's also, his hit rate is also up. I know you talked about Scherzer's. He's allowed 5+ runs in 2 of his last 3, at least 3 walks in 3 of his last 5. So he's putting people on. I think Toronto will be able to capitalize. So I like Toronto at that price, and I would go with an over too. Although, like you said, Pittsburgh's offense is not, it's not an over's better dream. I'll say that much. But I think Toronto can maybe get us, 3/4 of the way there, and then maybe Pittsburgh can add a run or 2.
Yeah, I think that there's a chance Keller gets shelled. So I don't mind Toronto winning comfortably. I see in the comment section, Trevor's mentioning the -1.5 for Toronto. I don't hate that either. I think it's a good spot for the Blue Jays anyway. Because you're looking at the Red Sox and the Yankees, who are now separated by half a game. They're both about 5 back of Toronto. This is a great opportunity for Toronto. I mean, I know that the Yankees take on the Rays, and the Rays have been quite bad lately. Historically, a team that has given the Yankees some issues. And as for the Red Sox, they've been good lately. Did lose the last game against Miami. Baltimore is a team, though, that, once again, it could get weird in division games. But against Pittsburgh, Toronto could use these games to create even a bigger lead in the division. So I like the potential form and motivation of this team. I like Toronto in this game. Moving on to the next game, you have the Mets taking on the Nationals. Nice series by the Mets against the Mariners. For this one, you have Peterson against Irvin. Now, for the actual pricing, you see the Mets at around -195, give or take. You have Irvin at around +170. For the over-under, I see 8.5 or 9 for this one. Now, Irvin, we know, has been quite bad this season, 5.14 ERA. He has been getting shelled lately, so not in good form at all. For Peterson, he has been good this season, 3.3 ERA. Going through the actual stats, though, he has been slightly worse on the road. Last 2 starts, though, 9 1/3, 10 earned runs. The Nationals can't really hit, but having said that, I do question the form of Irvin. I think Peterson can be had, and I think the Mets are way too expensive. So I don't actually mind a Nationals team total over, or the over in itself at 8.5. Feels kind of short when Irvin might give up 7 by himself. Give me the over in this game. I think 8.5 is too short.
Yeah, that's what I had as well. Irvin, you said 7, that's why I laughed, because he's got a 7.86 ERA in his last 5. 10 earned in his last 2 home starts. Peterson's got 10 earned in his last 2. He's been good prior to that, but not in good form, in present form. Irvin's also allowed a lot of home runs, 5 home runs in his last 4. So I think the Mets, if they can take advantage of that, Washington's offense has always been, up and down. And when it's good, it's good. But when it's not, it's really bad. But I think both pitchers can be had here. So I like the over. I might even look at a first 5 over.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. But the Mets bullpen's been terrible too. Yeah, so I think this game could explode
that's
late.
A good point. Yeah.
So
half and half. Yeah, I'll have it.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, Mariners taking on the Phillies. Not a great ending to the series there against the Mets, the Marlins had. As the Phillies, their offense has still been very good, and now they got a great pitcher on the mound. You have Miller against Sanchez. Now for this one, Phillies are a massive favorite, about -165. Thought it would be bigger, to be honest. For the over-under, I see 8 for this game. For the run line, though, for Philly, I see it being set at around -1.5, +115. Hell yeah, I'll take that. Miller's supposed to start, at least according to ESPN, and you're looking at his numbers this season, they've been really bad, 5.73 ERA. Sanchez, though, right now might be a runner-up for the Cy Young, especially since Wheeler got injured. I think it's a great spot for Philly. I think the price is too cheap. Seattle, we saw struggle against the Mets in the last 2 games, especially. Give me the Phillies -1.5 at plus money, around +115.
Yeah, I like Phillies as well. They were kind of underwhelming. I talked about this last week. They were kind of underwhelming going into the week. I know their numbers said, they were like 6-4 the last 10, but weren't really impressive.
Facing the Nationals helps, to be fair.
Yeah, but they split with the Nationals, though. It was 2-2, and they didn't look good in either of those games.
I'm saying the offense kind of woke up a little bit in those games. But splitting against the Nationals isn't exactly ideal.
Right, yeah. And so that was my issue with them. But I like Suarez. He's got at least 6 innings pitching, 14 straight, I think. But his hit rate has been up a little bit. Seattle, offensively, they've been, kind of hit or miss. But I think Suarez and Philly wakes. I think the offense wakes up here. So I'm going to take Suarez and Philly minus 1.5.
Okay, so wait. So you're saying Suarez. I see Sanchez.
Oh, Sanchez. I have Suarez. Why do I have Suarez?
I thought Suarez. Is Suarez going tonight?
I thought he was going tomorrow, but maybe.
No, Suarez is listed tonight.
Oh, okay. Maybe I looked at it wrong. Okay, Sanchez.
Sanchez is even better. He's even better than Suarez. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, it's not going to change anything. But I still like the Phillies though. And the spot. I don't really like Miller. Didn't really like what I saw from Seattle at the end of that series as well. So
no, they got better.
Same handicap, just different pitcher.
In front of the little kids too.
Oh man, that sucks.
I know. I'm assuming none of those kids were Seattle fans. So there you go. They got to deal with the loss. They got their asses kicked in that last game in the Little League field. Anyway, moving on to the next game, Orioles taking on the Red Sox. So for this one, you have Sagano against Buehler. For the pricing here, Boston's favored, obviously, about minus 130. I see Sagano and the Orioles at around plus 110. For the over-under, I see 9.5 for this one. Now, Buehler, as we all know, is a guy who I don't like. I don't think he's very good. Hasn't been at home this season. Last couple of starts, he's been average at best. 6 innings, 4 runs against the Astros. 6 innings, no runs against the Padres. 4 1/3, 3 runs against the Astros, and 4 2/3, 3 runs against the Dodgers. So, to be fair, pretty good competition. You can argue that Houston's offense is a bit overrated, but still a step down in competition for Buehler. Sagano, though, has been fine for the most part. He's been very, very impressive for the rest of the rotation by comparison. 10-5 record randomly on this crappy team. But he's been really good lately. The last 2 starts, he has gone 12 1/3, giving up 2 total runs. The Orioles have won 4 straight starts that he's made. I'll ask you for this one because I wanted to go Boston. Sagano, though, has actually been pretty good. So I'll ask you, do you think Boston should be a bigger favorite? Do you think it's right? Or do you think that there's some value on Baltimore? Because I think I will go Boston at home because I just like how the offense performs.
Yeah.
But I think an under is a sneaky play, actually, because I actually think that Sagano can go decently in this game.
Yeah, I like Boston in the game. I mean, you talked about it, Buehler's inconsistencies, and then you would probably want him more at home rather than on the road.
Yeah.
But he's got some walk issues. He's got 15 walks to 15 strikeouts in his last 5 games, so that's kind of concerning. But again, he is at home where he's been a lot better numbers-wise. Sagano's been consistent over his last 6. He's either given up 1 run or 3 earned. So. And that stretch, he's been pretty consistent. So if he can give us 3 here, if he can give up, 3 here, and we get to the bullpen, I think we can get over this number. So I'm going to go over. I got more confidence in the over than I do Boston, though. I will say that. But I do like Boston, just not as much as I like the over.
Yeah, the under is being just a bit creative. I'm probably not going to bet that. But I think Boston, just based on the team, I'd say talent, and based on you could argue motivation with standings, etc., 130 does feel a bit short. For Boston in this one. Anyway, before we get into the remainder of the card for Tuesday, a reminder they're brought to you by MyBookie, because you can bet on baseball, WNBA, tennis, golf, and of course, all futures with MyBookie. They're also available on a ton of occasions. Use crypto for deposits and payouts. When you sign up, though, for an account, use the code SGPN for a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and a $10 casino chip. Terms and conditions apply. Look at the G promo code SGPN. We're also brought to Rhythm, because they have a lot of options for you for once again, college football, because you can use them for, of course, all the different models for spreads and totals. They also have NFL options, and they've been great in the NFL last year, especially. Rhythm last year was 76.66 ATS, and they were also really good on player props. So if you want to go for a specific player, you can go for Josh Allen, 15-8 last year on his passing props, 23% ROI. They're also available for WNBA, golf, and college football. You can start by going to the site today, start building your NFL model for week 1, and a reminder that you can also use the show link for a free week trial with Rhythm. Use the actual link, sportsgambling.com Rhythm, to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. With the first couple games on Tuesday, time to keep it rolling with the next game. Moving on to the White Sox taking on the Braves. The Braves have been really good. I mean, the season's over for them, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, for the pride because they're playing well. For the White Sox, they're 36 games under. They're better than last year, but they're still not any good. Elder is against Smith in this one. For the pricing, you see Atlanta at around minus 170. I see the White Sox at around plus 145. For the over-under, I see 8.5 or 9. Juice on the over for 8.5 at minus 124. I'll go with the over. Atlanta's been mashing. I think that Smith's okay, but against this offense in Atlanta, I think it might be a problem for him. I think Elder stinks. I'm very anti-Elder. I think the White Sox can also score against him in this game. So I'll go with the over in this one. Do I think each team is going to get to 4? If you do, it'd automatically win. Maybe, maybe not, but Atlanta could potentially jump this team and score 7. Give me the over. I think 8.5's a little bit too short for a number. I think 9's right. I'll swallow the 8.5 before it moves to 9. I'll go with that as my main play. Give me the over in this game.
Yeah, I like that as well, man. Especially with the way Elder's been pitching. He's been pretty inconsistent in his last 8 starts. So he's allowed 5 or more earned runs in 3 of those, and he's allowed fewer than 3 earned in 3 more during that stretch. So inconsistent as it gets. Smith's been okay. I mean, 2 or less in 3 straight. Super low hit rate over his last handful of starts. I mean, do I trust the White Sox bullpen? No, I would go White Sox first 5 if you want to play anything. Elder's given up 25 earned in his last 4 at home. So he's been terrible.
I think he stinks.
Yeah, but Atlanta's been hitting the ball. Really, they've been playing really well.
Yeah.
So I think they'll still be able to get some kind of offense going. And, I mean, if Smith can't go his typical, length, it could be trouble. So I think Atlanta could score, the majority of this total. So I like the over. I'm going to go White Sox first 5, though.
Yeah, I can get behind that for the value, but I think that the over has some value as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game. You have the Yankees taking on the Rays. Good weekend by the Yankees, sweeping the Cardinals, 10 over 500 now. You have Rodon against Baz. For the pricing here, Yankees are minus 135. I see the Rays at around plus 115. For the over-under in this game, I do see 8.5. Yankees going to a spring training field they actually own to play the division rival here in this one. Tampa's 3 under. Over the weekend, they were fine, won 2 out of 3 against the Giants. We know Rodon was very good his last outing. He kind of needed to be. Baz has been up and down this season, 8.9, 4.93 ERA, but an ERA of 6.54 at home. And he's given up at least 4 earned runs in 3 straight. And you're looking at the ERA during that span, 7.31. Give me the Yankees in this one. The offense got rolling. Judge is back. And, of course, you're looking at what should be a pretty threatening lineup for a pitcher who's been struggling repeatedly for the last couple of weeks. Give me the Yankees minus 135.
Yeah, I like the Yankees as well. Rodon's back-to-back solid starts. Does need to clean up the walks. 17 in his last 5, but I don't trust Baz, man. Baz 4+ in 4 of his last 5. 21 earned runs his last 4 at home. I put home in quotation marks, but yeah, I mean, I think the Yankees will end up mashing. I like the team total over for the Yankees as well. Hopefully they can parlay this weekend against St. Louis into Tampa. And I think you talked about it at the top. Tampa's historically been really good against us, but this is a matchup.
Tampa's also historically been good, and this year they're below 500. But
that's fair.
Cash usually manages circles around Boone, and we try to just overcome it. That's kind of how.
Yeah, that's not really a tough thing to do. But
no, correct. But the point is, even with the bad record, though, Cash is viewed as being. I mean, Blake Snell will disagree, but he's definitely a top 5 manager in the league.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. Yeah.
There you go. But I think we agree on the Yankees for that one. Moving on to the A's taking on the Twins. Now, for this one, the A's have been good offensively lately. The Twins, we know, have a minor league team at this point by design. You have Lopez against Ryan. Good pitching matchup for this one. For the pricing, I see Minnesota at minus 140, minus 150. I see Lopez and the A's being plus 125. For the over-under in this game, I see 8.5. So Lopez has been great recently. Ryan's been great all season. I think I like the A's for value, but I like the under as well. I get Ryan has been very good this season, but 150 with a minor league lineup against an A's offense that's been really good lately. I think Lopez can match Ryan. I think that's doable. I think it's a good price. Give me the A's and give me the under in this game. First 5 under. I'll avoid the bullpens. Give me the first 5 under and give me the A's.
Yeah, I was going to split a unit and go first 5 and full game under. I mean, Lopez has been outstanding. 24 scoreless innings pitched. The streak that he's on, he's been solid on the road. 4 of his last 6 have been scoreless starts on the road. So He's been really good, man. Ryan's been good as well. 2 or less in 4 of his last 5 at home. I think under is the best play in the game. Although if Ryan gets a little bit shaky, the A's can kind of exploit him, especially at the top of that lineup. So I like under. I would go first 5 under a little bit more, maybe 0.6 of a unit on the first 5, and then the rest on the full game. But I do think we see kind of a pitcher's duel in this specific spot.
I think we'd agree, though, based on the actual form over the last month and with the trades, the A's offense is clearly better, correct?
100%, yeah.
So you take
I like the A's. Yeah, I like the A's.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. You take the offense that they have right now, you throw in Lopez, who his overall season numbers are average, but his last month has been incredible.
Right.
150 on Minnesota? It just feels egregious to me. I got to go with the A's for that one. Moving on to the Rangers taking on the Royals. For this one, you have Kelly against Lugo. Lugo's been really bad lately. You have Lugo being favored, though, -125. The Rangers are +105. The over-under in this one is set at around 8.5. Now, looking at Kelly this season, of course, he got traded to the Rangers. Since then, he's been fine. 3 starts, he's allowed less than 3 earned in 2 of those 3. So, point is, he's been fine since joining the team. As for Lugo, he was very good earlier in the year. Last 2 starts, 8 innings pitched, 14 runs allowed. The Rangers got killed in the first 2 games they choked the first game away against Toronto, got killed in the second game. Shout out to Tellez, who pitched in that game. They won the third game, scoring 10 runs. Lugo, though, has been terrible. I'm hoping the Rangers offense woke up in that last game and it carries over, but I cannot allay juice with Lugo, who's gotten destroyed in back-to-back starts. Give me Kelly and the Rangers at +105.
Yeah, it would have to be that, just because, like you said. I
don't trust either team to be clear.
Yeah, that's the issue that I'm running into, man. It's hard to trust either side. And what was the number again for the side?
So the side, the Royals were -125. The Rangers are +105. The over/under is at 8.5.
Yeah, I've been betting Royals unders. Me and D-Rock both have been betting Royals unders all weekend. I think you got.
They can't hit.
Yeah, I think you just kind of got to stick with that. I don't really. You can kind of flip a coin. I would just probably take whoever the dog is in the series, depending upon. I think DeGrom goes tomorrow, so maybe you want to look there. But Texas has been not so good, man. In the past, like they went from offensively not being able to score 3 runs to scoring 6 or 7 consistently, and now they're back.
They had 3 to 4 weeks where they remembered how to hit, and they immediately became a wild card team, and then immediately fell apart right after that.
So they're on a bit of a roller coaster. I can't trust that right now, so it would be under or nothing for me.
Yeah, I don't trust either team, but I just think, as you said before, whoever's getting plus money, I think there's value. I think Kelly, based on form, is better than Lugo right now.
Yeah,
that's good enough for me. Moving on to the absolute wagon, Power Friendship Brewers taking on the Cubs in this one. They won the series opener 7-0, which kind of sums up the form of these teams. Good pitching matchup, though. You have Woodruff against Boyd for this one. Milwaukee is a dog in this game. They're +110. Boyd and the Cubs are -130. The over-under in this one is at 7. I don't give a damn. Give me the Brewers. What the hell are we doing? They've won, 15 of 16?
15 of 16. Lost, and the one that they lost was in extras.
Yes. It feels like they're about 80-2 in the last 2 months because they win every damn game. I got to go Milwaukee. Plus money. Are you out of your mind? This team's an absolute wagon. Plus money. Milwaukee could be -130 and I would still take Milwaukee. I can't pick against this team. The Cubs can't hit. They struggled to beat Pittsburgh over the weekend. I got to go, and I like Woodruff. I know Woodruff wasn't great last start. Didn't get killed. Just didn't go much distance. Boyd, I think, is solid, but the Cubs can hit. The bullpen's been a mess. Milwaukee's doing everything right. There's no chance the Cubs close -130. No chance. I got to go Milwaukee +110.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I will say this. I was reading about Woodruff, so the team's kind of monitoring his pitch count, so I don't know how long he'll go. I'm
fine with that anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, but I think maybe that's what's kind of baked into the number because he's been great. I mean, he's not allowed more than 2 earns at any start. Not a lot of contact allowed. And Boyd's been excellent, but if you look at his number, he's got 19 straight innings pitched without allowing a run at home. So that's been really good. But he's lost 3 of his last 4 starts. If you look at the late July start against Milwaukee, he gave up 5 earned and 5 innings pitched. Now that was on the road, and he's also better at home. So it would be Milwaukee, obviously. That's the first thing I circled when I see Milwaukee as a dog.
Plus money.
Yeah, and under would be the other play that I would like.
I get the argument that Boyd, of course, has been amazing this season, so you're assuming,
at home especially.
Yeah, but he was great last start too, and Scherzer kind of matched him, and then the Cubs bullpen imploded. So I don't know if it actually matters. You're looking at a Cubs team that has kind of forgotten how to win games. PCA, I know, had a couple of hits in the finale against the Pirates, but for the most part, you're looking at an offense that has kind of been underwhelming. They're talking about giving Tucker more days off because he's been terrible for the last month or two. This price is insane. In Milwaukee in this one. Moving on to the Dodgers taking on the Rockies. A nice series sweep by the Dodgers over the weekend. As for the Rockies, they are, I guess, trying to play baseball. They're really bad at it, but they're trying. They are currently 54 games under 500. You have Sheehan against Gomber. Now, for this one, the Dodgers are about minus 250. For the Rockies, I see around plus 210. For the over-under, I see 12 for this game. For the actual run line here, I do see the Dodgers minus 1.5 and minus 160. Rockies plus 1.5 is plus 138. Gomber's 0-6 this season. I think the Dodgers name the score in this one. Maybe minus 2.5, but I think the Dodgers blast this team. Give me the Dodgers minus the run line, whatever it is.
Yeah, I would take the team total over would be the play for me. Gomber's 4+ earned in 4 of his last 5. Home run allowed in 8 straight. I think you can kind of pick your 2 Dodgers to have a home run and maybe parlay those together. But yeah, he's got 3 straight games, allowing multi-home runs. So this could be a home run fest for the Dodgers. I don't want to make it complicated. Just Dodgers team total over minus the 2.5 as well.
Yeah, do you have any thoughts on Sheehan? I think he's fine.
Yeah, I think he's solid. If you look at his numbers, he's got 2 bad starts since returning.
Give or take. Yeah. But once again, I think he's serviceable. He's fine.
Yeah, he is. He had he pitched well against Milwaukee. I think he had one earned against Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken. I
can pull that up, but that sounds right.
Yeah.
Against Milwaukee, he struggled against Milwaukee, but after that start, 5 innings, 2 runs against the Red Sox, 3 2/3, no earned against the Reds, couple of unearned runs there.
Yeah.
5 innings and no runs against the Cardinals was bad though against the Angels.
There we go.
They can't beat the Angels, so whatever, it is what it is. But
but he's been fine though. Outside of those 2 starts against Milwaukee and the Angels, he's been pretty serviceable.
Yeah, the only question would be, is he actually a starter? Because you could argue that he's more of like a long relief guy, and then with so many injuries, he's got.
Yeah, that's fair. That might be like his best role. This might be what he's suited for as a long relief.
Yeah, it could be an over game maybe if you think the Rockies do some damage too. Could be a high score.
Offensively, they've been okay.
Yeah. Then again, they faced off against Arizona pitching, so kind of tough to tell, but still. Moving on to the next game, Reds taking on the Angels. For this one, I see Green against Hendricks. So for the pricing, the Reds are favored. And Green was really, really good right off the IL. So all my questions were answered immediately. But for this one, the Reds are about minus 135. Angels are around plus 115. The over-under is at 8.5. Now, for this one, we know Hendricks has been average at best this season, probably below average. And last start, he was not good. 3 1/3 of 5 runs against the Dodgers. But he was good before that for a couple starts in a row. I'm going with the Reds. I think 135 is too cheap. I don't mind the first 5 here. I get the Angels at home to be feisty offensively, but Green is light years better than Hendricks. Good enough for me. I'll go with Cincinnati in this game.
Yeah, I like Cincinnati as well. Green looked like he looked like he
great.
He looked like he didn't miss a beat.
Philly never stood a chance against him. He was phenomenal.
And I know for sure I like Philly in that spot because we weren't. I wasn't really. I didn't really know if he was going to be on the pitch count or whatever.
Yeah, nobody knew.
Yeah, so it would be Green. He's been really good. He's back home in California, obviously going to have some family and friends. And even before the injury, he was pitching well. So, Hendricks was knocked around by the Dodgers. But he's outside of that, he's not been horrible.
No, he's been okay, but
he's much better at home.
When he struggles, he's getting pulled in like 3 innings for 7 runs.
Right. And I don't trust that bullpen at all. So it will be Reds minus the 1.5 for me. You're getting all 9 at bats. Hunter Green can go well. 2 runs maybe. He gives up, but I like the Reds.
I believe that was around plus 125 for what I saw.
That's perfect.
Yeah, moving on to the next game, Guardians taking on the Diamondbacks. So for this one, you're looking at the Guardians, who are going to be favored in this game. They're actually slight dogs. Basically, I pick them though. The Diamondbacks with Erod are favored. Why, I have no idea. Minus 115. Guardians are minus 105. Bybee's been terrible, but still. You're looking at the over-under in this game being around 9. Look, I get Bibey's not very good, but the Diamondbacks can't pitch. Erod's terrible. Bibey last start was good, and you're looking at the Guardians, even with his struggles, they've won a bunch of starts in a row. They've won 7 straight starts that Bibey's made, despite not being good in more than half of them. Why is Arizona favored in this game? They had a hard time against the Rockies over the weekend. I'll go with the Guardians at around minus 105. Erod, we all know on this show, I can't stand. I think he stinks. And Cleveland, I think, once again, can be feisty. I think that Bibey can go okay. Even if he doesn't, you might want the over, but I'm in the wrong team's favor. I think that Erod should not be favored against this team. Give me the Guardians minus 105.
Yeah, I echo both of the thoughts that you said. I like the over, and I like Cleveland. I mean, Bibey's so just to put it in perspective, Bibey's 5-1 in his last 6. He's got a 5.13 ERA in that span. 4+ in 5 of his last 6 on the road. 10 walks in his last 3. So I think we should see runs here. Erod's been inconsistent, so you really never know what you're going to get. His hit rate is high, and I think Cleveland may can take advantage of that. They're pretty good at staying patient at the plate as well. If you look at his last 5 starts for Erod, 0, 5, 2, 5, 1. So that just goes to show the inconsistency. So I think he can be somewhere in the middle, probably around like 4 runs allowed here. And if we get 3 or 4 from Cleveland, I think that's a perfect prime spot for an over. I like Cleveland as well, but I think Bibey can tone it down a little bit and go a little bit better than what Erod can. So I like Cleveland over.
I agree. Moving on to the last game on the card, you have the Padres taking on the Giants. Now, for this one, you're looking at, actually, technically the Padres are the home team, but still. You have Tang against Pivetta. Pivetta's been great this season. 2.87 ERA, been even better at home. Tang's a relative unknown, but he's not been good. 1-2 with a 9.9 ERA. Last start, the Padres killed him. 1 2/3, 7 runs, 6 earned. Ouch. Now, for the actual pricing here, San Diego is a massive favorite, minus 220. For the over-under, I do see 8. Giants, by the way, are plus 190 the other way. For the run line, San Diego, minus 1.5 into this game is available at around minus 105. That's where I'm going. I get San Diego got buried by the Dodgers, and maybe you could argue that the Giants maybe can capitalize on a team that maybe mentally is a bit fragile after getting buried by their rivals over the weekend, but I think that Tang might stink. So I'll go with Pivetta at home, who's been incredible. Give me San Diego minus 1.5.
Yeah, I like the minus 1.5 as well. I think it's a good bounce back spot for them. Good bounce back series, I'll say. Tang, 6 earned and 1 2/3 in his last start versus San Diego. 5 earned.
No home runs, too. It was just a bunch of walks and hits.
Right, yeah. 5 earned at the Mets and then 0 allowed versus Washington. But we talked about how erratic that Washington offense can be. He's got 8 walks all in that span. All of those were from just August. Pivetta's been dominant. You read off the numbers. 1.72 ERA in his last 9 starts, 1 earned in 6 2/3 at San Francisco in his last start. He didn't pitch well at home in his last start versus Boston. I think Boston got him for 5. So I think he'll bounce back with a really solid performance. I like San Diego minus 1.5. I'm going to be honest with you, I would probably lay 2.5. I think this is going to be a prime blowout spot, like a 7 or 8 run outing for the Padres.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think that you can argue that there are 2 ways the series goes. Either the Padres let the Dodgers series linger and they actually lose the series and they potentially just unravel a little bit as the Dodgers open up another 5-game lead in that division. Or you could argue they had a bad series, it's fine, they'll try to bounce back. But the Dodgers do have, once again, the Rockies on deck. So you might need to win the series in order to keep pace. Now, I know that there's still a month and a half to go, but you don't want to lose all momentum, which you kind of just did over the weekend. But you made the Dodgers sweat for basically, 3 days, and then immediately fell apart. So you could argue that the Padres might get back on track here. We'll see what happens. But the first game of the series on Monday might be pretty telling, because there is a chance that the Padres maybe lose this opener, and maybe it snowballs. We'll see. But I do think the Padres could definitely use a nice bounce back, and the Giants, we know, for the last couple of months have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Bad at baseball. Is that a fair statement? Because the Giants used to be good, not so much anymore.
Worst record since they acquired Devers, right?
Yes, that is correct. Since acquiring Devers, first baseman Devers, it has not worked out for them. I'll ask you, I guess, because we got some time. What do you think went wrong? Do you think they just overachieved? I'm not going to blame it all on Devers, obviously. He sabotaged anything like that. But the Giants, year in, year out, seem to be a team that's just streaky by definition. They'll have a couple of good runs. They'll have a couple of really bad runs, and they're usually around 500. And it's the same thing this year. They fired their manager, brought in a new guy, and they're the same exact team. So I'll ask you, they might have, once again, that's a bit dated, but the point is they fired the manager kind of as a scapegoat. They got Posey in the front office to try to build the roster a bit better. I'll ask you though, what do you think? Because I just feel like right now this team's a bunch of meh. That's kind of my thoughts on this team.
Yeah, similar thoughts. I thought that after they missed out on, they had Correa and then didn't have him. I thought that was kind of a turning point where they kind of had something built out and they didn't execute it. Probably thought they were going to get Judge as well. So I think it's just
to be fair. Sorry, they thought they had Correa that didn't work out. I mean, Correa didn't work out in Minnesota either.
Yeah,
and then they ended up getting Adames for a big contract, who's been terrible. So they got another shortstop that didn't work out.
Yeah, I think just like you said, I think you summed it up pretty perfectly. Like they're just like an up and down roller coaster team. No real consistency. Maybe next year will be better. I don't really know. What do you think they should do going into next season?
See, it's a bit weird though, because the Giants have been kind of the same team for about a decade, with one exception. When they randomly won 100+ games that one year. And I feel like that kind of...
pitching was good, though.
Correct. But the point is you had a bunch of guys offensively who just stepped up and had career years. And you had one, for the record, I think it was a fluky year, just based on how everything worked out afterwards, that might have warped the expectations of the front office and ownership, where they were closer to being competitive than they really were.
Happens all the time.
It does, but it just feels like the Giants had one year where everything broke right. And the rest of their decade, really since Posey retired, has just been a bunch of, average finishes in the NL West?
Yeah,
is that what they are? They're like a third-place NL West team every year? That's kind of the vibe you get.
Yeah, they got to switch it. They got to switch around their culture.
Yeah, pretty much. But, I'll ask you, because Posey came in there, he spent some money on Adames, which did not work out at all. But
at least he did it, though. You got to take those risks.
See, that's always a tricky... you ever see the movie Rounders?
No, I haven't.
Really? It's like the best poker movie ever made.
Oh, no, I haven't.
It's Matt Damon, Ed Norton. I'd recommend it. It's like class. It's like the most famous poker movie that there is.
I'll check that out.
There's a line in there which they basically keep talking about, which is you cannot risk what you don't put in the middle. And the other guy, who's the extreme gambler, says, but you can't win much either. So that's kind of the trade-off. You have to figure out if it's worth taking the risk or not, or if you miss the risk big, you're destroyed.
Yeah, that's good.
Adames is in year 1 or year 2 of this atrocious contract?
I think it's the second, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he can move the contract. He can't field. The hitting's been bad. I understand that he swung, but I wonder how much of that was saying, listen, we've missed out on every big free agent.
Right. That's what
we've been rumored to get for an eternity. Whatever it costs, we're getting somebody.
Yeah.
And
I agree with
their faces.
Yeah, that's exactly how I looked at it. We got to spend it somewhere.
That's our homework assignment, though. You got to see the movie Rounders.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
It's on TV all the time, too. It's a very rewatchable movie, but it's a classic. It's probably the best poker movie ever made.
I'll check that out.
I don't know if you're a poker guy, but it's a good.
I try to be, but I'm not good at it. But it's
fine.
It's
the
cool
point is you can understand how the game's played. So you can watch the movie. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But all right. Anyway, though, it's gonna wrap it up for the actual card for Tuesday. Before we get into the actual Lock and Dog picks, a reminder: they're brought to you by Circa. I was there for a couple days, which was nice. But a reminder. They have a couple of big contests coming up for the NFL season. It's Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo, over $20 million guaranteed prizes. And a reminder, they can hang out with SGPN at Circa for the contest weekend from August 21st, 23rd. Lonte is right now TBD for the actual contest. We'll see if he is going to be there in Vegas. Probably not, but TBD is right now the official status for Lonte. He's day-to-day, I'll put it that way. Point is, though, amazing weekend in store for live shows and open bars. You get 15% for stay at Circa with the code SGP15. Cons open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada. Play for anywhere with the help of SGPN Special Proxy at footballcontest.com. Use code SGP. $50 off your proxy fees. We're also about to Fantasy. They're doing Best Mania, happening all summer long. If you like fantasy football, can interest you in $15 million in prizes, 2 minute first place. No waiver wire, no trade argument. Best is the best way to play fantasy football. You can also use Underdog for Pick'em for chance to win 500 times your entry. Sign up, though, with the new deal that Underdog has. Brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 in bonus funds when you use the promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Went through every game on the Tuesday card. Time to keep it going with the lock and dog picks. Lonte, what do you like as the lock and dog for the show?
Yeah, let me get some updated numbers to make sure that nothing moved, because I wrote down numbers that were
stale.
Well,
potentially got to check.
I was writing them down as they were popping up, and I just want to make sure that they haven't moved. So, let's go for the lock. You know what? I'm gonna take the Yankees with minus 135 on the road. I like Rodon. Don't like Boz. I think Boz has been a little bit of a gas can. Obviously, in familiar territory the Yankees are, so not much of an advantage there for the Rays. I think the back-to-back good starts for Rodon, building some confidence going in, trying to work his way better for the postseason. So I like the Yankees, the way the offense has been going. So I'm going Rodon with minus 135. I think you can find. Yeah, it's the cheapest number. I mean, top of the card, I'm going with Houston plus 142.
Yeah, that one. I see 145.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I know Scoob was the man, but not as of late. And the way that Brown's been pitching, and he'll be fired up from returning home to Detroit. That's too good of a number to pass up. So I'm going to take Houston plus 145.
Yeah, so for my lock, I think I'm just going to go with it. Give me the Padres minus 1.5 with Pivetta. I think that Tang is objectively a bad pitcher, and we just saw San Diego kill him. Pivetta, though, has been amazing at home. San Diego could use a bounce-back series. Giants have not been good lately. Shout out to Lee, though, for the knee catch that he had a couple days ago. But I'm assuming you saw that highlight, which was pretty wild. But point is, San Diego at home, I think is just too good, and minus 105 is a good price. I'll take that as my lock. For my dog, Milwaukee. I mean, come on. Plus 110? They're an absolute wagon. They've lost, I don't know, maybe 2 times in a month. The Cubs are in free fall. Even if Boyd goes well, the bullpen might blow it. They can't really hit. They didn't score a run in the series opener. Fine with me. Give me the Brewers money line at plus 110 as my dog for the show. Lonte, what do you like as your home run pick for the card? Anything jumping out to you?
Yeah, a couple players. It was too easy to take somebody from the Dodgers, but I do think it's going to be a lot of runs in that game specifically. But I'm going to go with Cedric Mullins. Cedric Mullins hasn't hit a home run in about a week, but he's been okay as of late hitting the ball, and I do think that Irvin will give up a lot of hard contact. So let's go with Cedric Mullins to hit one tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which guy I want to fade because there are actually a couple of fades.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys you can go against.
Let me see Baz's home run numbers allowed recently. No, he's up and down when it comes to home runs. Thought about Stanton there, but I'm not going to do it. Plus, you always have to worry if Stanton's actually going to play, which is a separate concern because he only DHs basically. For Hendricks, he gives up a home run almost every start. That's an option too. Let me see how the Reds have been against him. Why does Cabrian Hayes have 2 home runs against him? That's pretty random. The only guy with a home run against Hendricks is actually Cabrian Hayes on this roster. So I thought about Ellie, but no, I'm not going to do that. I can't pick a Dodger because that's going to be too cheap. There's no value there. I could fade Erod, which is fun. How's his home run numbers been lately? Fine. Yeah, you know what? I'll go with the usual suspect here because he's been good home run-wise against Erod. Give me Jose Ramirez. He has 3 home runs against him lifetime. We know it's a hitter-friendly ballpark there in Arizona. Erod is bad. The bullpen's not any good. Give me a Ramirez for a home run in this one. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the card. Once again, we'll be back tomorrow, I believe, with Lonte again to get into the Wednesday games. But once again, Mal is not available this week. I'll be filling in. So work itself out because he filled in for me last week. Either way, though, point is find me on Twitter, Rachel Radio. Find him on Twitter at XLonteXX. Until next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.